society. We have a number of quotes by the founder of Toastmasters International, who is Ralph C. Smedley. The organization was founded in 1924, and this year we are celebrating 100 years. And I want to share with us some of the quotations that Ralph C. Smedley, our founder, shared with us. And he said that while most of us may have entered Toastmasters to learn to make speeches, that benefit is but the beginning of the good which may come to us and the good which we do for mankind. He went on to say that understanding comes through communication, and through communication, we find the way to peace. The last quote I want to share with you is, the past prepares us to meet the challenges for the future. As the Division C conference team, we have the conference theme, which is Reach Within, Draw Out Greatness. And one of the secrets that the great leaders globally have discovered is that the power to change is resident within us. We do have the responsibility then to draw it out in order for each one of us to actualize our hidden potential. And we all know that the world is looking for role models. And by default, the human being copies or emulates what they see being acted out before them. And that's one of the things we will see this evening. For us as Toastmasters, contests are a Toastmasters tradition where we showcase talent and allow the contestants to stretch beyond the club level. It now gives me great pleasure to open this year's District 114 Division C Conference, Day 1. We have two contests prepared for you this evening, and that's the evaluation contest and the humorous contest. We'll have two contest chairs handling the contests. I will now invite the evaluation contest chair, Toastmaster Anthony Kinja, who will steer the ship during the evaluation contest. Toastmaster Anthony Kinja is from Kwanzaa Toastmasters Club, the first club that was chartered in the Republic of Kenya. And he's been a Toastmaster for an average of 7 years. He says he's currently on his presentation mastery path and serving as the Area 13 Director. Division C has got 4 areas, Area 10, 11, 12, and 13. Therefore, one of the area directors, Anthony Kinja, is serving this evening. He's a family man, a husband, and a father to 3 children. He's an economist, a certified accountant, a certified investments and financial analyst, an entrepreneur with business in real estate, financial consultancy, and he does flowers. His mantra in life is abundant life. Help me welcome Toastmaster Anthony Kinja, the evaluation contest chair. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Toastmasters. Thank you, Division Director, DTM Maggie. Indeed, it's a great show, a great moment to reach within and draw out greatness. And to start with, we have evaluation. for Division C, where we have the area winners participating, and the winners will proceed to represent Division C at the District 114 TICON, coming soon in Mombasa, Kenya. At this moment, I'd like to welcome all of you, the contestants, Toastmasters, and guests to this great evaluation contest. I want to call upon our Chief Judge for evaluation contest, Eddie Boniface Tuma, confirm that indeed we have judges, they have been briefed, and they are eligible to judge this contest. Confirm that we are in order, Chief Judge Boniface Tuma.
Thank you very much, Toastmasters Anthony, our contest chair for the day. We are very much delighted. And as they say here in Kenya, we are very much ready for Tuesday. But here we are very much ready for this Friday. I wish to confirm that all my judges are in, well briefed, and eligible. Back to you, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Chief Judge Eddie Boniface, for that confirmation. I'd like to have our SAA confirm that indeed the ground rules have been shared, and if he wishes to make any emphasis on this contest. Chief SAA, over to you.
Thank you, Chief Judge Anthony Kinja. I have shared the etiquette rules and all in the beginning of the meeting. The only emphasis will be there is making sure that while the contest continues, make sure that your video is off to avoid any distractions, and no use of reaction emojis during the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief SAA Clinton Kinda. I confirm with our Chief Timer to confirm that all the contestants have been briefed on the timing protocol and procedure. And if indeed they have been briefed, you can make any emphasis which you could feel is important. Chief Timer.
Thank you, Contest Chair. Yes, they have been briefed, but I'd like to go through the rules one more time so that at least all of us are still aware. If you give me the time, I'd like to proceed. Is that
Please
okay?
proceed.
Thank you. Thank you, Contest Chair. The test speech shall be from 5 to 7 minutes. The green signal will be displayed at 5 minutes and remain displayed for 1 minute. The yellow signal will be displayed at 6 minutes and remain displayed for 1 minute. The red signal will be displayed at 7 minutes and remain displayed until the test speaker concludes their speech. The evaluation contest speeches shall be from 2 to 3 minutes. A contestant will be disqualified if the speech is less than 1 minute 30 seconds or more than 3 minutes 30 seconds. Timing begins with the contestant's first definite verbal or non-verbal communication with the audience. The green signal will be displayed at 2 minutes and remain displayed for 30 seconds. The yellow signal will be displayed at 2 minutes 30 seconds and remain displayed for 30 seconds. The red signal will be displayed at 3 minutes and remain displayed until the evaluation is concluded. No signal, and I repeat, no signal shall be given for the overtime period. In the event of technical failure of the signal or timing equipment, a speaker is allowed 30 seconds extra overtime before being disqualified. Back to you, contest chair.
Thank you, Madam Chief Timer Test. We have 3 contestants tonight. The judges have been briefed on the order. The contestants have been briefed on the order of contestants. The first contestant, for emphasis, is Washington Opungu. The second contestant is Miriam Kabua Mtiamzuri. The third contestant is Benaket Chibole Andanje. And now to the contest. We have our test speaker. Our test speaker tonight is Kanyeri Kariuki with a speech title, For All That Is Good in This World. For all that is good in this world, Kanyeri Kariuki.
Have you ever noticed that in doing good, we are generally cold, languid, and sluggish? And of all the things, we're afraid of being too much in the right. And on the other hand, the works of malice and injustice are quite in another style. They are finished with a bold, masterly hand, touched as if they are with the spirit of those vehement passions that call forth all our energies whenever we oppress and persecute. History is riddled with accounts of the masterstroke of the evil in this world. Why do you suppose this is the case? Why is there such stupidity in the works of good? This lack of general drive. Where does it stem from? Protestant theologian Søren Kierkegaard noted that even in his times in the 1800s, that there was a similar malaise of the public. He said, "Let others complain that our age is wicked. My complaint is that it is paltry. It lacks passion. Men's thoughts are flimsy like lace. They themselves are pitiable like the lace makers. Their thoughts, their hearts are too paltry to be sinful. For a worm, it might be regarded as a sin to harbor such desires and passions, but for a creature made in the image and likeness of God, their passions are too sleepy. This is the reason why his soul would turn back to the Old Testament and to Shakespeare. I feel that those who speak there are at least human beings. They hate, they love, they murder their enemies and curse their descendants throughout generations. They have passion, they sin. Nothing more conspicuously distinguishes us than our lack of courage. This I can personally attest to. Those moments when in the back of your mind you hear you should stand up for your brother, for your sister. This culture in our society that has become so acceptable, that Eric Wainaina brandished as the nchi ya kitu kidogo, the land of the brides. However, let us not sink into despair or fall prey to nihilism. So before you brandish me, a pessimist, and a caller of problems without offering solutions, allow me, in line with the theme for the Division C conference, to say that there is a solution for all that's good in this world. And the solution is magnanimity. Allow me to break down the etymology of this word. Magnanimity comes from putting together two Latin words, magnus, which means huge or large, and animus, which means soul. To have a larger than life soul. And we can easily solve the crisis of this world by reaching within us and embracing our large spirits for that which is good. Toastmasters, guests, do you agree with me that the quality of a person's life is in direct proportion to their commitment to excellence, regardless of their chosen field of endeavor? Well, you can choose to agree with me, or you could choose to agree with Vincent Lombardi. That is entirely up to you. There is no passion to be found in playing small, in settling for a life that's less than the one you and me are capable of living. None of you is average. The French writer Alexander Dumas, who wrote The Three Musketeers, would often say that men are born without teeth, without hair, without ideals. And the majority of them die without teeth, without hair, and without ideals. A person is magnanimous if he or she has the courage to seek what is great and becomes worthy of it. Magnanimity, as told by both St. Thomas Aquinas and Aristotle, is the jewel, the crowning jewel of all the virtues, since it always, and particularly in ethical matters, decides in favor of what is, at any given moment, the greater possibility of the human potentiality of being. Integrity. And therefore, I plead with all of you, let us go out there, reach within us, and be great. I live here with the words of William Arthur Wade. The adventure of life is to learn. The purpose of life is to grow. The nature of life is to change. The challenge of life is to overcome. The essence of life is to care. The opportunity of life is to serve. The secret of life is to dare. The spice of life to befriend. And the beauty of life, Toastmasters, is to give. Contest chair.
Thank you. Thank you, our guest speaker. Thank you. Chief SA, kindly escort our contestants to the breakout room and confirm once done.
Chair, I am moving currently we have two evaluators. I'm moving them to the breakout room in a few minutes.
Thank you, Chief SAA. For the contestants, kindly proceed to the breakout room. And the chief timer, give them 5 minutes in the breakout room. And alert me when you have 4 minutes, 55 seconds. Happy International Women's Day to all the great women in this forum tonight. Chief SAA, we have
Yes, the two contestants, the two evaluation contestants have moved to the breakout room.
the third
I am still
contestant.
here. I've not been moved. Haven't
Okay.
seen the prompt.
Haven't seen the
Okay.
prompt. This is Miriam.
Yes,
Evaluator
Miriam.
to Miriam. Thank
Okay.
you.
All right.
Chief SA, can you move me to the breakout rooms with the contestants?
Okay.
Reach within, throw out greatness is the message in the air. And our test speaker has emphasized on the commitment to excellence, growth in our different perspectives, in our different arenas. Commitment to excellence. Chief SAA confirmed that we have all the contestants in the breakout room.
Confirm that all three contestants plus Donvin, the assistant SA, have moved to the breakout room.
Thank you for the confirmation. The chief timer, you can start counting. Bring on board our test speaker, the great VPE from Smart Speak Toastmasters Club in Area 13, Kanyiri Karaoke. Add him to the spotlight, Chief SAA.
Spotlight.
Thank you, Clinton.
How are you?
I'm
Kanyiri
well,
Karaoke.
Italy. I'm well. How are you?
Yeah, good to see you tonight. That was an incredible speech. It
Thank you.
has challenged us, it has inspired us. What really drives you? What inspires you to be a great Toastmaster, and above all, a great Kenyan who is far from the kitu kidogo, as we call it? Tell us more.
Well, I profess a creed whereby a certain carpenter 2,000 years ago, and think a lot of us are familiar with that particular carpenter. And when he was being ushered into a great city, he needed to come in with you'd expect that he would be triumphant as he was entering that great city. And he was asked, he sent one of his apostles ahead of him and asked them, bring me back a mule. And he told whoever owns that mule that the master has need of it. And the phrase the master has need of it for me resonates, because the same carpenter told us that if you are given certain gifts or talents, at the end of the day, you'll be asked to account for them. And every single day for me is an opportunity. And I wake up and I'm sure that, okay, here is another 24 hours for you to embrace the phrase, the master has need of your gifts in whatever endeavor you do.
Incredible. That is Matthew chapter 21, verse 2 to 3. The master is in need of it.
Exactly.
And we are challenged as Toastmasters, don't sit on your gold, don't sit on your talent. The time is now. Make it happen. Reach within, draw out greatness. You have been a Toastmaster for some months or years. How has been your journey in Toastmasters? And above all, as a VP?
It's actually 2 years, it'll be 2 years at the beginning of April that I've been a Toastmaster. And if there's one thing that I've learned is growth in Toastmasters is by doing. Don't be afraid to be bad at something. There is none of us who ever stood up in front of their club the first time, spoke, and they were great. In fact, there's nobody who has ever done anything the first time and they were great. That is the first thing. The second, as VPE, is that you learn that it's a position of service more than anything. The club comes first. And with any other position of service, you have to leave your ego at the door. Because there are moments when you will find yourself, you're talking to yourself. Where you're wondering, do these people understand I'm doing this for them? But it's a humbling one. It changes.
Absolutely.
It changes.
And I think and I think that's one of the biggest irony, that in Toastmasters is a place where we refine our communication skills.
Yes.
And then somehow you find sometimes you are talking to ghost Toastmasters.
Exactly. Yeah.
As-
In fact, I call them phantom Toastmasters.
Amazing. Amazing. Inspire us once more in this platform tonight. Inspire us more and more. What should we look for? How can we ignite that spark, reach within, and draw out greatness?
Look, Eddie, I'm going to keep it very simple, yes? For those of us who are fans of sci-fi movies or Star Wars, there's a quote that is said by Master Yoda. Do or do not. There is no try. And unfortunately, life is like that. So just get out there, do or do not. There is no try.
Amazing. Do or do not. And both have a consequence. If you do, there is a consequence. If you do not, there is a consequence. Choose your consequence. Great Toastmasters. And from the floor of the house, any member who would like to say hi to our test speaker and congratulate him for a great speech tonight. The floor is open. Any takers? Any taker? Just say something how you felt inspired by the speech. Time is up for evaluation contestant. Thank you, Madam Chief Timer. At this moment, I would like our SAA to share the certificate of participation and appreciation to our test speaker, Kanyiri Kariuki. Kanyiri Kariuki, we honor you, we appreciate you, and we are humbled by your presence tonight. May nature and God favor you in your journey of Toastmasters and life in general. May your commitment to excellence prosper. Chief SA.
Yes, Contest Chair
Yeah.
Anthony, I'm sharing the certificate. Let me know if you can see it.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank
so
you. Thank you, Test Speaker Kanyiri Kariuki. Congratulations. Thank you for gracing us with your presence and participation. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Chief SAA, welcome the first contestant, Washington Okungu.
Okay, let me move Washington to the main group.
Washington Okungu.
I have moved Washington Okungu to the main room. He should be joining in a few minutes.
Thank you. Washington Okungu. Washington Okungu.
Yes. Good evening.
Good evening, Washington Okungu. I can confirm that I have heard you. You are loud and clear. You are ready to go?
I am ready to go, contest chair.
Thank you. Our first evaluation contestant, evaluator Washington Okungu. Washington Okungu.
The opportunity of life is to serve. Contest chair, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests, as I acutely listened to Kanyeri's speech, I found myself reflecting on the words of Florence King, who once said that the spoken word has the power to create lives, to create movements, and to leave a lasting impact. I'm sure we can all concur that Kanyeri's speech had a lot of impact because he made us think about how we relate with each other to the society and speaking to a very important subject in our society, such as corruption. One of the things that stood out for me in Kanyeri's speech was his use of interactive elements. When he put out his right hand and pulled out a ball just to talk about and demonstrate the just deeds of somebody on the other hand, what this did for his speech is that it elicits a lot of interest for the audience and makes the speech very clear to the minds and stickability to the audience that he's addressing. Number two was the apt use of language. The quotes that he gave us and his words that he strung together made his speech very interesting. He quoted Vincent Lombardi. He also quoted Alex Dumas, the author of The Three Musketeers. He quoted Vincent when he talked about the words and how our words can be wicked. What this did for his speech is that it enhances the clarity of the message and makes it very interesting in the minds of your audience. Number three was his relatable topic. Here in Kenya, we are all aware about the rot that corruption has created. He talked about the good and the just of people and that corruption exists in the society. He also quoted a very important figure in our Kenyan society, such as Eric Wainaina with the song. This resonates with the audience and no one is left behind, everybody follows. I have a few recommendations that I think would make Kanyeri's speech even that more impactful. Number one, in the delivery, I noticed that we could not see his torso. And what that did is that it took away some of the gestures that he could make and enhance his speech. It also takes away, the audience misses the emotions that these gestures can bring about. And also the audience participation. He can even ask questions and pose questions as he's talking to the audience to make sure that the audience goes with him. Like when he talked about, therefore, I plead with you all. He can move around and take use of his stage. Number two, I recommend that he also has a clear call to action in his speech. When he talks about corruption, tell the audience how you want this to be done. In summary, his use of interactive elements, his use of apt language, and his relatable topic made it well. Audience to improve at the delivery in terms of his gestures and also a clear call to action. Back to you, contest chair.
Thank you, evaluator, contestant, Washington Okungu. 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. Thank you, our chief timer. Kindly welcome contestant number 2, Miriam Kambua, to the floor.
I have moved Miriam, the second evaluator, to the main room.
Miriam Kambua.
Miriam is in the main room.
Miriam Kambua.
Contest Chair, I can hear you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
You are ready to take the stage. You can see the timer.
I confirm I can see the timer.
Our second evaluator, Miriam Kambua. Miriam Kambua.
The secret to life is to dare. Contest Chair, Toastmasters, and our daring Kanyiri, today you spoke to us profoundly with a speech that touched the bottom of my heart. I loved several things that I want to call out. I loved the way you opened your speech. You started by asking us a question. Have you ever noticed? You grabbed our attention and you followed through with quotes, a powerful quote that taught us about your speech theme and title. When you start with a bang, you walk with the audience, you capture the audience from the start and you take them with you. I also loved that you supported your speech with evidence, because this is not a topic that a lot of us would want just to hear. You supported with evidence. You quoted Shakespeare. You quoted the Holy Bible. You even brought the Three Musketeers. And when you use evidence in your speech, you bring believability to your speech. And for yourself, you demonstrate yourself as a speaker who knows what they are speaking about. Lastly, Kanyiri, I loved the great use of your language. I almost thought Kanyiri was Shakespeare because he used such great words like men, like flimsy lace. You told us about the men who are born without teeth and end up dying without ideas. The great use of language helped me to keep looking at your speech and listening to you. What would be my recommendation, Kanyiri? On the speech structure, I felt that you spent a little bit more time on that introduction. You stretched it a little bit further, and you did not get into the main purpose of our speech immediately. We want to get to the main purpose as soon as we can, so that the audience are not lost. I also feel you had an opportunity to use your stage a little bit better, probably standing, so that we can see your gestures. For example, when you told me you wanted us to embrace life in a big way, I would have wanted to hear that coming from you. But overall, Kanyiri, I loved how you opened your speech. I loved that you supported your speech with evidence. And you are a Shakespeare in the making. Just work a little bit on that introduction and deliver using the stage better. Dare to embrace magnanimity. Contest Chair.
Thank you, Miriam Kambua. 1 minute for the judges to mark their ballot.
One minute is up, Mr. Contest Chair.
Thank you, Madam Chief Timer. Kindly welcome our third contestant, Benaket Kibole Andenje.
Contest Chair, I have moved Andanje Chibole to the main room.
Kibole Andenje. Benaket Kibole Andenje.
Thank you, Toastmaster Karaoke Kanyiri. That was an excellent speech. And more so because it spoke to me. It spoke to me right at the start when you went, why do you suppose this is the case? You grabbed my attention. Your content was worth my minutes as I plugged in. It added value to me as you spoke on the aspect of magnanimity. And you delivered not just the hugeness of the message, but the soul with it. With your tone, you went low as you drew us to Soren Kigan question. Let others say that it is wicked. As for me, it is paltry. It lacks passion. I related. You were authentic. From your tone, from your facial expression, it was clear it was a message you were passionate about. You were clear you do not want a nation of bribery. You asked us the question if we agree with the sentiments, and it came out very passionately. Also, you called us to action, to seek out greatness, the crown of jewel. Excellent delivery. Also, in your tone variation and in your gesture, when you said, all our energy first, crown of jewel, you paused to emphasize on keywords. Great job done. As with all good things, there is an icing on the cake. What would I recommend for a touch of improvement? I would have wanted to hear more of your personal experience. You did make mention of it when you said that you've been caught up in a scenario where you know you need to speak, but you left us on a cliffhanger. I would have wanted to know, did you speak? Or what decisions did you make? Borrowing that you've borrowed from Soren, you've borrowed from William Ward. What decision informed the action that you took? I would have wanted to hear a summation that told us what you spoke about and gave us the key highlights of it, even as we left the speech.
The beauty of life is to give, just like William Ward said, and you have given into me. I hope that my recommendations will be your adventure of learning. In final and in conclusion, you have done excellently in delivering a content of value. May you sprinkle more by adding your personal experience, and may you give us a good summation finally at it all. But all in all, I am provoked to go seek out my greatness. I am provoked to question the values and the ethos I hold. Back to you, Contest Chair.
Thank you. Thank you. Kibole Adanje. Thank you. 2 minutes for the judges to mark and conclude their ballot.
Two minutes are up, Mr. Contest Chair.
Thank you, Madam Chief Chairman. Toastmasters and guests, let us unmute and applaud our great contestants tonight as our SAA welcome them on stage. Washington Okungu, Miriam Kambua, and Benaket Kibole. Let us unmute and applaud our contestants tonight. Well done. Thank you. Thank you. Chief SA, spotlight all of them. I want the four of us on stage, seated on this Zoom platform.
All four of you, pardon me, all four of you have been spotlight contested.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, our Chief Timer. And I saw on stage, let me start with Benaket Kibole. What inspires you? What drives you in this life?
What inspires me is transforming lives, making a difference, and just guiding people and myself to the next and next levels of phases of life. I relate to Kanyiri's challenge of seek greatness. I'm constantly pursuing that and driving and pushing almost those around me to also pursue it. Seek
Amazing.
greatness.
Amazing. Reach within, draw out greatness. How is this theme speaking to you? How are you being challenged? What is that within you that you have reached out and you must draw out?
Is that still to me?
Yeah, still to you.
Pardon, please come again. What is that?
Reach within, draw out greatness. How is that theme speaking to you tonight? And how is it challenging?
Well, just by being here is me trying to reach within and seek out greatness. It is taking the challenge, and I believe that we are all born innately with everything that we need. We just have to undo all the socialization and culturalization and just go back to that inner child and everything that God poured into that and tap into that and use that and spread that for humanity's sake. So that's how I relate to the theme of Division Contest. Seek within, reach within, and draw out the greatness.
Amazing. Many of us would like to emulate you taking the stage in evaluation. How can you inspire us tonight? How can you challenge us to take the stage?
Just do it. There is really no big magic. The work starts after you've said yes, after you've put your name, you've given your VP your name and submitted the interest. Once you start, don't try and figure out the steps before you've said yes. Say yes. The moment you've said yes and you've submitted your name, there is a whole battalion of Toastmasters. I've met people that I didn't know in Toastmaster who have just come out of nowhere and said, you're in this, we are here to support you. What support do you need? There is a lot of material, a lot of content out there. So don't overthink the what does it take. Just say yes. And once you say yes, you will see a whole battalion of people showing up and giving you all the content and all the support that you do. You'll basically just be the delivery boy of everyone's else hard work. So just say yes.
Thank you. Thank you and congratulations, Adaje Kibole, for taking the stage. Miriam Kabua, good evening.
Good evening, Contest Chair.
Yes, and as we proceed, I believe Chief SAA, our Chief Judge, the ballot counters, make sure they are not stranded, make sure they are in the right place and they are doing what needs to be done right now. Miriam Kabua, tell us, what drives you in life? What inspires you? What fuels you?
There are many things that fuel me. I am not a V-Power only person. I have many inspirations. And one of them in my personal life is to get better and better. And every day I wake up, I want to be better than I was yesterday. My family also inspires me because I know if it wasn't for the family that raised me and set high challenges for me, I would not probably have made it anywhere closer to where I am. So when I look back, I also have a family that is challenging me to get better, that I want to really inspire. So that also inspires me to get better every day.
Amazing. Amazing. Reach within, grow out greatness. How is this Division C conference theme challenging you? How is it speaking to you?
Firstly, I think it is such a profound theme because reaching means we have to stretch. We can't just reach things when they are on top of the table. So for me, this has challenged me to stretch myself beyond what I thought I could do. So that's the first one. And the second one is that there's actually greatness in me. There's greatness in each and every person who is in this meeting. So the challenge is to each and every one of us. Are we willing to stretch ourselves so that we can reach out for that greatness within? Are we willing to stretch ourselves in our personal lives, in our Toastmasters life, and life in general? Because each and every one of us has greatness.
Indeed, it's all in us. Let's reach within. Many Toastmasters and guests in this platform tonight are wishing to take the stage just like you've done. Inspire us. Tell us something that is going to ignite our spark in reaching within and drawing out greatness.
I just want to say, defeat beats inaction. You're better off taking an action than sitting back and saying, I do not know how to take an evaluation. I do not know how I can do this. Let's show up. Let's take the action. And as Adanje said, there is a whole tribe of Toastmasters ready to support us as we take on the journey. So don't be worried. If you're an old Toastmaster like me, thinking, I've done it once, twice, I haven't moved, there's always a next level of growth. Challenge yourself, take the stage, whether you're a starter, you've been in Toastmasters for a few years, because growth is definitely there. Back to you, Contest Chair.
Thank you, Toastmaster Miriam Kabua. To the boy child in the house, Washington Okungu. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, Contest Chair.
Amen. What inspires you? What drives you?
This is the problem of coming last after everybody has spoken, because your answers start to seem similar. What inspires me, Contest Chair, is always being better than I was yesterday. A good example would be coming to this contest that I have done in the previous years and listening to all the able contestants before me and had the privilege of listening. You get to know and learn from everyone. And just as the previous speaker has said, there's always a learning community able to help you. And in these past few days, I've learned so much more than I've learned since the year began, because of the mentoring session and the advice that we get from other fellow Toastmasters. So it's what inspires me is always trying to be better than I was before.
Thank you. Amazing. Inspire us from the reach within, draw out greatness theme, and taking the stage. Inspire us once more to be like you, to emulate you.
I think it's just about, like you said, taking the first step. Before accepting this challenge of coming to a contest, you're always having doubts. And even after taking the chance to compete, you still sometimes say, maybe I can just not show up because of the nerves that always comes. You never get used to it. But what I can say to inspire everybody is always just take that chance. And it's not as bad as you may think or believe it is. But taking that first step, you get to grow, you get to learn, and it is always a good and fulfilling experience. So my advice is always just take the chance to take the first step.
Thank you indeed. Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations, Washington Okungu, Miriam Kabua, and Benaket for taking the stage and delivering excellence. Our Chief SAA kindly present the certificate of participation for the evaluation contest in whichever particular order. Chief SAA, are you with me?
Yes, I'm here, Contest Chair. Can you allow me to share them later as I'm waiting for the results from the judges?
No, for participation.
Participation.
Yes.
Oh, apologies. Give me like 2 minutes. I'm working on them right now. I was actually waiting. I was just monitoring on the.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. We shall do it at the tail end of this contest. Take your time. Ladies and gentlemen, Toastmasters and guests, Division C evaluation contest has come to an end. It was a great pleasure leading you and fellowshipping with you. A big thank you to our chief judge, ballot counters, timer, SAA, judges, and everyone who made that commitment to make everything excel in this contest. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, reach within, draw out greatness. Back to you, Division C, Director, DTM Madu.
What a scintillating session from my evaluation contestants. Our next segment is the humorous contest. And to take us through this particular contest is the contest chair, Distinguished Toastmaster Jerry Gavi, who is a member of Anchor Toastmasters Club since 2017. She has since served in various capacities within the district as the Vice President of Education, the District Public Relations Manager, the TLI Chair, as Area Director, Club and Club Sponsor, Club Coach and Club Sponsor, among other roles. She's currently serving as the Club Secretary at Anchored Toastmasters Club, as well as providing support as the Program Quality Director in Division C. Professionally, she is a brand storyteller, helping small and micro businesses build their brand strategies. And she's also a personal branding coach, helping ambitious professionals like you and I package themselves for greater visibility and reward. She loves mentoring, and I can attest to that, and facilitating. Help me welcome our humorous contest chair, Distinguished Toastmaster Jerry Gavi.
Thank you. Thank you very much, our Division Director, Margaret Njoroge, for that beautiful introduction. Even I want to meet Jerry Gavi, don't you? Happy Women's International Day to my fellow women. And today I would like for us to toast to all women. They say that women are strong or women should be strong. I believe that just by being a woman, you are strong, and the fact that you wake up and look for that greatness within, you are a strong woman. So using a quote by some unknown person, here is to strong women, may we know them, may we be them, may we raise them. Cheers to all women today on the International Women's Day. I hope that you are busy toasting with me. We are now just about to get into the humorous speech contest this evening. And I hope that you have been enjoying conference day one so far. We're going to begin with a speech from a member of our Gavo Club. The Haven of Peace Gavo Club is a 1-year-old club, and they have 35 active members who meet physically every month. That is a whole Toastmasters club, isn't it? So if you're wondering what is a Gavo clubs are a way of providing the Toastmasters experience to groups who may be ineligible for regular membership due to age or other circumstances. They follow a similar Toastmasters Club meeting protocols, and they use club officer titles, and they use educational manuals. So if you need to form a Gabon club, a group must meet one of the following requirements. So first, they must not be eligible to charter as a regular Toastmasters Club. So you cannot just wake up and say, you want a Gabon club instead of a Toastmasters Club. You must be eligible either due to age or any other circumstances. And this happens, we have Gabon clubs in prisons, we have Gabon club for children. Remember that a Gabon club it must include members who are under 18. So Gabon clubs will be in places where a Toastmasters Club cannot be. And when it is as a result of age, then the members are below 18 years. So the Haven of Peace Gabon Club brings together children here in Nairobi, aged between 8 years and 18 years, who are part of the Acceleration Christian Education, that is ECE program. And the ECE education program edifies the children's education with biblical scripture in all subjects. And this particular Gabon club operates under the Haven of Peace Academy. Today, the Gabon Club Haven of Peace is going to be bringing us a speaker. And our speaker tonight is a young lady called Abigail. Abigail, would you switch on your video? Oh, there she is, there she is. So as I introduce her, you will then spotlight her as she begins speaking. So Abigail, I'm introducing you. Thank you for coming. It is so nice to see you. We can't wait to hear from you. Our speaker is Abigail Kingori. She is 12 years old and she's in grade 5. Her hobbies are swimming, beadwork, and baking. I already want her to be my friend. The title of her speech is The Treasure Within. The Treasure Within, Abigail Kingori, The Treasure Within.
Thank you. Every human being has a potential beyond their imagination. It is hidden within them. Great men and women who have changed the world started small and discovered big, discovered great. I have 3 points to share about Rich Within. My first point is treasure in spirituality. My second point is treasure in healthy lives. My third point is treasure in intellectual capacity. My first point is spirituality, as I said. Spirituality simply means being dedicated to God or religion or belief in God divine being. To grow my inner spirituality, I have developed the discipline of reading the Bible consistently, at least 1 chapter a day, from Genesis to Revelation without skipping. As I read, I have applied what the Bible said, because it has helped me to keep reminded about what God wants me to do. For example, I see obedience being repeated many times, and this encourages me to always listen and obey. If you are a Christian, I invite you to reach within you, to grow your inner need for God. My second point is healthy life. Health is wealth. Somebody's health is very important. When one is healthy, they can continue with their lives and explore their potential. To grow healthy, we must have good nutrition. That means having a balanced diet. A balanced diet means having protein, starch, vegetables, and fruit in all right amounts. Exercise. Exercise also is very important for our health. It helps us be strong and keeps us fit. Exercise is also helps our mind be alert and build immunity. Every person has a power within them to choose to eat healthy. My third point is intellectual capacity. Every person has a capacity or ability to develop high intellectual potential. We can challenge our minds by studying and taking challenging tasks, which can help our minds think hard and better. It is very important to keep on exercising our minds. The team logo. Exercising our minds. No.
You're doing all right, Abigail. We can hear you.
Okay. It is very important to keep on exercising our minds, to understand and apply knowledge. For example, Ben Carson was a neurosurgeon. When he was a boy, he was considered as a foolish boy. But when he grew up, he became a neurosurgeon, the greatest neurosurgeon. Every person has a power within them to draw greatness. I encourage you to reach out for the treasure within you, for God-given ability. To grow spiritually, to live healthy lives, and to grow intellectually, to be what God made you to be. Yes, you can be all you want, just reach within you. And once again, my name is Abigail from Harvard of Peace Gavel Club. Thank you for taking time to listen to my speech.
Good job, Abigail. Good job. Thank you. Thank you very much. People just send your reactions, your reaction to Abigail's speech this evening. Thank you very much for coming and reminding us that we have treasure within, and we need to look at the treasure within in spirituality, the treasure within in healthy lives, and the treasure within intellectual. Good job. That the greatness is available for us and we can reach within. I see several people saying, well done, Abigail, you are a treasure. That's beautiful. And someone else says, girl, you did amazingly well. Keep the comments coming for this speaker. This is Toastmasters. Feedback is what we do. Someone else says, well done, Abigail. Amazing. There are several comments and I'm thrilled myself. And I have 2 questions or 3 questions for you. I see, first, I love the way even despite the interruption, you still went on and ended strong. Good job. Someone says, well delivered with a good message to it. So I wanted to ask you, how has being in a Gavel Club helped your life? How would you say it has helped you?
It has helped me to have courage. Before, I didn't have the courage to speak to people, but right now I have the courage to speak to people and tell them about me or something. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. And that courage will keep growing. Remember, people, I'm saying we be the women or we raise them. And here is a woman, and it's a great woman being raised. The other question I saw is one of your hobbies is beadwork. And I'm curious about what kind of items do you make in your beadwork?
I make bracelets for children and for adults and for ladies.
Wow, lovely, lovely. So are you beginning to sell, or are you right now making just for your friends?
I'm selling.
All right. We are here. We have somebody here, an entrepreneur who is already working at it. Good job. I also wondered that with your hobby of love of baking, what is your favorite thing to bake?
Favorite is cakes and cream and cookies.
Is that also business now? Is that ordering for this thing?
No.
All right. Okay, that's for fun. Thank you very much. I'll read for you a few more comments before we release you. Somebody said you did an outstanding job and thumbs up, thumbs up. Somebody says, loved your speech. Well done, Abigail. You are a star. And indeed, you are a star. Someone else said, fantastic delivery, Abigail. Lovely. Somebody else, I loved your speech. Reminder, read your Bible. Tap within. The speech aligned with the theme. You are going places, Lady Madame. So they say. Someone else says, excellent, Abigail, keep it up. I think this is a whole lot of encouragement. I can see you in such a contest in just a few years' time. You're going to be here. See you, and thank you very much for coming and for gracing us from the Haven of Peace. And you get back there, send our love from Division C. See you, and thank you. Say hi to your parents.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Abigail. That was really, I hope, judges, you did not work on this one because we had not yet started. So this is calling to order the humorous speech contest, Division C. Division C. The speech contest, as we have said before, the speech contests provide an opportunity for us to learn by observing the proficient speakers, or the speakers that have worked hard at it, who have benefited from the Toastmasters training, as a previous contestant had just mentioned. The humorous speech is going to be 5 to 7 minutes. All contestants have been briefed, and the judges have also been briefed on the rules of the contest. The winner of tonight's contest, the humorous speech contest, will proceed to represent Division C in the District 114 contest at the Toastmasters East Africa, or TCON, scheduled for May this year in Mombasa, Kenya. Our contest role takers are timers Tess Gitao and Dr. Kevin Rubia. Our head SAA is Clinton Mutinda, assisted by Ivan Sang and Donvin Buda. Our chief judge is Stephen Otieno. We have also a panel of anonymous judges working in the background. The speaking order for the humorous speech contest is as follows. Contestant number 1 is Ian Gitu. Contestant number 1 is Ian Gitu. Contestant number 2 is Arnold Orege. Arnold Orege is our contestant number 2. Contestant number 3 is Tessie Idewo. Tessie Idewo, contestant number 3. Contestant number 4 is Indanje Chibole. Indanje Chibole is our contestant number 4. Each contestant will be introduced by his or her name and the title of their speech. I will repeat the title of the speech and the contestant's name. And all the contestants are to remain in the room during this contest. At this point, I would like to request the SA to confirm to me by chat that all the contestants are in the room. Meanwhile, I want to invite the timer test Gitao to briefly share the timing procedure for the humorous speech. Test Gitao.
Thank you, Madam Contest Chair. Humorous speeches shall be from 5 to 7 minutes. A contestant will be disqualified if the speech is less than 4 minutes, 30 seconds, or more than 7 minutes, 30 seconds. Timing begins with the contestant's first definite verbal or non-verbal communication with the audience. The green signal will be displayed at 5 minutes and remain displayed for 1 minute. The yellow signal will be displayed at 6 minutes and remain displayed for 1 minute. The red signal will be displayed at 7 minutes and will remain until the conclusion of the speech. No signal, I repeat, no signal shall be given for the overtime period. In the event of technical failure or of the signal or timing equipment, a speaker is allowed 30 seconds extra overtime before being disqualified. Back to you, Madam Contest Chair.
Thank you, our timer test Gitao. I will now invite our Chief Judge, Stephen Otieno, to tell us briefly, what will the judges be looking for?
Contest Chair, fellow Toastmasters and guests, good evening. As elucidated by the Contest Chair, the judges are eligible and have been well briefed. The judges will be looking for content, which will account for 55 points. Delivery will account for 30 points, and language will account for 15 points. Timing protocol, as shared by the chief timer, will not form part of the judging criteria. However, a contestant, as also indicated, will be disqualified if not within the allocated time. Please note, protests are limited to originality and reference to another contestant's speech and must only be lodged by the judges or contestants, and any protest must be lodged with the chief judge or the contest chair prior to the announcement of the final winner. Finally, the decision of the judges is final. Back to you, contest chair.
Thank you very much, our Chief Judge, Stephen Otieno. And thank you for our judges who are on standby. Contestant number 1, Ian Githu, a good evening to you.
A good evening to you, Contest Chair, Jerry Gabi. Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. It's International Women's Day. I cannot be anything but fine. I'm happy to see you. Please tell us, can you see the timer?
I can see the timer, yes.
If you're ready, please say, I have greatness within.
I have greatness within.
Thank you. I will now introduce you. Contestant number 1, Ian Githu. Title of the speech is Kiss and Say Goodbye. Kiss and say goodbye. Ian Githu. Ian Githu, kiss and say goodbye.
Imagine you are locking eyes with a total stranger. And in that instance, you feel a strong magnetic attraction towards them. You, my dear friends, have just witnessed or imagined what we call love at first sight. Contest Chair and fellow lovers, do you believe in love at first sight? For a very long time, I didn't believe in love until I saw her. She was the epitome of true African beauty in a woman. Let me explain to you how that happened. I was walking down the streets of Fontanella in Mombasa one hot sunny afternoon when I saw her across the street from where I was. She, my dear friends, had the beauty of French finesse, that which we call the Mona Lisa kind of beauty, a true Italian masterpiece. Her hair was black and silky, flowing smoothly under the slow Mombasa breeze. Her hair black, just as what the Luo call rateng, to mean very black. I was in love. I was smitten. I had to get her number. And so I walked to where she was. And the scent of her perfume made me drift into slumber. I dreamed that I was holding her by the waist and we were singing to slow salsa music. And to be exact, we were singing to the tune of Malaika. Malaika, nakupenda Malaika. To mean, my angel, I love you, my angel. But I had to snap out of my dream and I had to come back to reality. And so I came up with my first punchline. I had to soften the ground. I had to make her heart ready for me. And I came up with my first punchline. I told her, would you please mind to hold my hand so that I can tell the world that I have been touched by an angel? She smiled, and I knew that I had made a point. She was melting salvo after salvo of my punchlines. 10 minutes later, she told me, would you care to join me for lunch? I was just heading out for lunch, and you seem like an interesting guy. Huh? Friends, I knew that the odds were in my favor. Heavens had appointed to me my future wife. I had to possess. And I took her to one of the most stylish uptown cafes that I could find. When I saw the bill, a tear dropped on the table. But ladies and gentlemen, love requires effort. I needed to give. And so I made her sit down and I told her, order whatever you like. Big Papa is here. He's going to take care of you. And she did. Some juicy drumsticks and chips. And of course, some coleslaw. I don't know what coleslaw is, but they were charging it quite a lot. 3 hours later, some few punchlines here and there, lots of laughter. I knew that I was winning her heart. But the waiter decided to spoil the fun when she brought the bill. Here, good sir, is your bill for the evening. And the waiter gave me my bill. I looked at it. And being the gentleman I am, with a huge smile plastered on my face, I reached deep into my pocket, took out my wallet. Or so I thought. I didn't have my wallet. Where did my wallet go? Of all days that I could forget my wallet, that had to be the day. What would I do? Who would I call? What happens now? Let me ask you a question. Do you know what happens in Kenyan restaurants when you can't afford to pay your bill? Let me tell you what happens. They have these huge sacks full of potatoes that they make you peel. Potato after potato until you are done. I looked at the beautiful lady seated next to me, her nails polished and expensive. I looked at how she was digging into the drumsticks, munching happily into the French fries and coleslaw. And I knew that I was going to have trouble. How could I tell her without risking a broken limb that we were going to peel potatoes? The most surprising thing was that at that exact moment, I remembered that I had an emergency kitty from my bank. And that moment, of course, was an emergency. And I broke the emergency kitty and paid the bill. Just in case you're wondering, our love affair didn't last more than a month. In the grand scheme of life. I want you to understand that love may come to you in different angles and in different ways. Love is patient, love is kind, but love can also make you blind. I want to leave you with the words of Joan Crawford, who said that love is a fire, but whether it's going to keep you warm or it's going to burn down your house, you need to take the risk. Sometimes it's good to kiss and say goodbye. Contest chair.
Thank you, contestant Ian. Let us have 1 minute and give the judges time to mark their ballots. Thank you, timer. We are on to contestant number 2, Arnold Urege. Good evening, Arnold. Are you ready?
Good evening, Gadi. I believe so.
Can you see the timer?
Yes, I can see the timer.
If you're so ready, please say, I have greatness within.
I have greatness within.
Our second contestant is Arnold Urege with the speech title, Men Don't Gossip. Men Don't Gossip, Arnold Urege, Arnold Urege. Men don't.
Men have many faults, like leaving the toilet seat up, or not giving you the compliment of your new hairdo that you took 9 hours in the salon to prepare and you slept like a statue, only for him not to notice a difference. Men have many faults. We don't ask for direction. We are very hard-headed. We don't ask for any directions. And if you gave us a manual, we'd throw it away until the gadget is totally broken. Men have faults. We can remember so much about cars and our sporting teams and know nothing about our spouses. That's why the maiden name, mother's maiden name, is used as a password for the bank. Men have many faults, but one of them is not gossiping. Contest chair, Toastmasters and guests. I am not here to instigate the battle of the sexes. I'm here mainly just to impose the point that it's not in a man's nature to breastfeed. It's the same way it's not in a man's nature to gossip. And I'm going to share with you 3 points as to why men lack the capability to gossip. The first point is that men cannot whisper. In high school, I used to sit in front of the teacher's desk. This was a very high-risk area as compared to the back of the class, where if the teacher threw the blackboard rubber duster to you, you'd have the opportunity to do the matrix and dodge. In front of the class, you fall asleep, you're within the slap range. One day, our Kiswahili teacher walks in for session. And when she sat down, my neighbor quickly nudged me. Is our class teacher pregnant? For once, I wanted this to be a rhetorical question. But he nudged me even further. Arnold, is our class teacher pregnant? And I decided, let me have a closer look. That is just a pot belly, nothing more. How can you tell? You see, if she was pregnant, her nose would actually be bigger. And that's the time we were interrupted with slaps and told to go to the deputy headmaster's office. I can tell you we were severely punished for our careless whispers. And what did we take away from this? Please rely on pregnancy tests and not what I've just told you. Men cannot whisper. The second point that men lack capability about is men are such bad actors. To juxtapose this point, if two men had an issue, you can tell because they puff up their chest and give themselves the probable side eye as they walk past each other. They can't tolerate to be in the same room. But members of the various sex behave differently. They would hug. Hi, so lovely to see you. Oh, you look so nice. I love your shoes, your hair. Oh, you look nice in that outfit. Have you lost weight? Oh, we should do this sometime. Let's catch up. And when you take a couple of steps away from each other, you're like, I didn't know you two were such good friends. Friends? With that bee? No, I can't tolerate her guts. You see, for you to get to gossip, you have to use the principle of keep your friends close and your enemies closer. True story, I got kicked out of a group because I was not contributing to the rumors and the gossip that was happening. For you to have juicy stories about people, you have to be close to them. And I'd rather say things about my enemies rather than my friends. And that's why men cannot gossip, because we are such bad actors. The third point that I'd like to share with you is that men do not have the memory capacity to maintain information. That's why we normally forget birthdays, anniversaries, Valentine's. In fact, I would be surprised how many men know that today is International Women's Day. We have such short memories. However, this can be challenged because sometimes if you ask a man, where was the first football World Cup held? You'd probably know the answer. The nature of gossip is that you have to have a very big memory because you have to remember what you told this friend about that friend and that friend about this friend. So you are therefore able to keep a track record. Let's do an example of a neighborhood gossip. Arnold, do you know Dan? Dan, yes. House number 10. Have you ever noticed how his firstborn son doesn't look like him? Did he have a DNA test done? No, but I can tell you it's a replica of Jonte. Jonte, the dreadlock guy, house number 13? Yes. Oh, interesting. And Daisy? Daisy, I know Daisy. Daisy is the light-skinned chick, house number 7. Light-skinned? She bleached. Bleached. The last time I saw her in shorts, she was one color. So you started loving her now? What do men know about makeup? I mean, every single day a man wakes up, you have a different face on. What can we do? Apparently, Daisy is dating Jonte, Dan together. And for that particular reason, as you can tell, that once you met Jonte, Jonte was always confessed that it was not him, but the rumors that happened. And since we forget that rumors happen, we tell each other. For example, I spoke to Dan, and Dan told me about what the wife told me. And I told Dan what my wife told Dan. Ladies and gentlemen, I know once I leave this stage, you'd want to start discussing about me. But hold your horses. If that person you're talking to is a man, take your time. Remember, 1, he cannot whisper. 2, he's a bad actor. And 3, doesn't have a memory to keep his mouth shut. Remember, men, we have very many faults, but one of them is not gossip. Back to you, contest chair.
Thank you very much, contestant Arnold Oreke. Let us have 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark. Thank you, timer. Our third contestant is Tessie Iwedo. Our third contestant is Tessie. Tessie Edewo.
Edewo, that's okay.
Edewo. Tessie Edewo. Thank you, Tessie, for your patience as your name escapes my tongue. Please take your speaking position. Are you at your speaking position?
Yes, I am.
Please confirm that you can see the timer.
Yes, I can.
Right. And please say, I am great within to tell me you're ready.
I am great within.
Thank you. Our third contestant, Tessie Edewo, trying hard. Trying hard, Tessie Edewo.
I stand before you with the daunting task of making you laugh or crack a smile within the next 5 minutes. And if all fails, please feel free to give me the loudest applause, and that will be archived in my memory for a while. Being a Toastmaster is a lot like being a superhero. We put on capes. Mine is invincible because I wanted to be Superwoman and I couldn't find one that fits. We speak with confidence, or at least we fake it till we make it. And our kryptonite, yes, our kryptonite is our very dreaded ums and ahs. Every time we say those words, a little part of our public speaking soul cringes. Speaking of nerves, have you noticed that public speaking is right up there with the boogeyman? It's right up there with learning how to pay taxes and how to fold a fitted sheet. We fear it so much so that some people would rather wrestle an alligator than actually give a speech. But who can blame them? At least an alligator will not fault you for your wrong use of the Oxford grammar. That reminds me of my very first speech in nursery school. My hands were sweating, poor little child, as I anticipated reciting my ABCs in front of the class. My teacher says, "It's time, Tessie, move forward." I stand, I breathe, I breathe, I breathe. Then blurt out, "I want my mommy." Poor little child. How time flies. I wish right now, as I think of giving speeches, I could shout, "I want my mommy," but the good old days are gone. Fast forward to high school, and I had to give a speech again. I am graduating. Yes, I am graduating. Heart pounding like a jackhammer. My fingers sweating, always sweating like iced cold tea, but one you cannot drink. And my legs shaking like a baby kangaroo about to jump in front of the audience. Here I am, standing and facing the crowd. Silence, silence. And I couldn't even remember my name after weeks and weeks of practicing. But fear not, I learned some lessons along the way. But before I share with you my lessons, let me tell you about a book I read. On my journey to discover how to be a better public speaker, I encountered the book. Happily, I went to the first chapter. But the only problem is the advice I got was to look at my audience as little children. I tried doing this once, but it didn't help. If anything, it made me more nervous because as I started wondering why everyone in the audience was laughing and running, but with diapers on. And here I am, fooling and eyeing like I'm talking to babies instead of actually giving a speech. Now my audience start to worry that I actually had 1 or 2 drinks before stepping on stage. My advice is before you give a speech, please do not let your imagination run wild. Now I want to talk a bit about technology for a moment. We live in an age where if our phone goes missing, we feel like we lost an arm or our neck is hurting. I mean, our smartphone has more information than any of us. I wouldn't just lose my smartphone. I would lose my contacts. I would have lost relationships. Sorry, mommy, you are now just an unknown caller. And don't get me started on autocorrect. I recently sent a text to my boss that said, I'll be late for the morning traffic. I am stuck on the road. But autocorrect said I was running on the road. And now my boss thinks I'm jogging instead of making it to work. Now that I've told you about the book and a little bit about my encounters of technology, I can share tips for public speaking that I have learned over the years. First and foremost, preparation is key. I am talking about rehearsing and reciting and rehearsing your speech in your sleep. Remember, the key word is in your sleep. And if you can't remember your speech, at least you would have gotten some sleep. It's a win-win, however you look at it. Secondly, remember to breathe, as it sounds easy. You'll be surprised how many times we forget, including me. Give me a second. Now, that's right. The entire intention is to help you stay calm, but also stay alive. We don't want you passing out during a speech. That would be a real mood killer. But here we are, courageously facing our fears, armed with only our voice and the desperate hope that someone will not live tweet our awkward moments. In conclusion, my fellow Toastmasters, let's embrace the humor in our lives. After all, laughter is the best medicine. I am convinced it's the only reason we haven't had an apocalypse yet. So here's to laughter, awkward moments, and the joy of knowing that we are all in this together, one speech at a time. Back to you, contestant chair.
Thank you, contestant number 3, testing. We will now have a moment of silence for the judges to mark their ballots.
I'm so tired.
Thank you, our timer. Our fourth contestant, Adanje Chibole. Did you switch on your video? Oh, beautiful. Please take at your speaking position, please have your audio on. It is off. Yes, do speak.
Hello.
Yes. Please speak.
It's unmute.
Let me hear. All right, yes, I can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. All right. Please confirm you can see the timer?
I can see the timer, thank you.
Please take a deep breath as I introduce you. Our fourth contestant, Adanje Chibole, Body Goals. Body Goals, Adanje Chibole.
Body goals, the envisioned image of your physical appearance. It is a term popularized by social media content with phrases like snatched waist, thighs that save life, and biceps of Thor. Do you have body goals? Well, I do. And like most people, I have a love-hate relationships with my body. You see, some days I wake up in the morning, look in the mirror, and think, what a fine lady I am. Other days, I wake up and I feel I look like a sack of potato. Can you relate? I have gone through different phases in my pursuit of my body goal. And today, I welcome you to journey with me as I reminisce on where I've been to where I am, and hopefully have some lessons in the process. Are you ready? Because we're going way back to puberty. Yes, puberty. You see, my biology teacher told me, expect breasts, hips, a menstrual cycle, and a few hairs here and there. Well, I didn't mind the menstrual cycle despite the horrific tales, or even the idea of a bush here and there, as long as the breasts came and the hips grew. So I patiently waited. And I waited. Well, they did come. But there was a slight issue. You see, while my friends were being gifted watermelon-sized breasts, yours truly was gifted apple-sized breast. And while they got hips that could move a fridge, yours truly, the difference between me and an electric pole was that I could think and talk. And right there, I decided no girl in my lineage would share the same feeling. How? I purposed to vet the man who would sire my children thoroughly, and ensure that he comes from a family of women who are well endowed. And therein lay my first lesson. Listen keenly. If you ain't born with it, pair with someone who is born with it. Got it? Stay backward. The ride continues. Into pregnancy we go. Yes, I did vet the man. Yes, he came from a family of well-endowed women. And pregnancy came. And true to Sauti Sol song, Mungu akileta mtoto, analeta sahani yake. When God gives you a baby, it comes with this food. And the food came. And it was plenty. And I saw that it was good. And it came with a bonus, hips, and a good decent sing allowance. To say I enjoy this face would be an understatement. I loved this face. You see, finally, I could wear deras. Yes, deras. Deras are free lady dresses, one size fits all. And for a long time, remember the electric pole? For a long time, I followed the Kiswahili phrase, dera bila. Well, for purpose of appropriateness, let's try the English version. A lady in a free dress without the right amount of mass in the right places, like a man in a kaftan. And which lady wants to be compared with a man in a kaftan? So I was excited. I was finally occupying each space in a dera. I wore deras. And therein I lay my lesson now to enjoy each phase of your life in your pursuit of body goal. Please bear with me, stay backward as we ride to the finish line, post-pregnancy. Remember, we have walked into this phase with sweet melon breasts, thighs that save life, and a decent sitting allowance. Well, I was not ready. You see, just as the babies came with their food, after 2 years of diligently nursing them, they left with their food. Allow me to demonstrate. Apple. Sweet melon. Ready? 2 years of nursing. Well, in my mind, I thought, what is the worst that could happen? They found me with apples, gave me sweet melon. The least that can happen is that I will go back to my apples. Nope. It kept going and going and going until strawberries. You heard right, strawberries. And therein lay my lesson number 3. Make peace with what you have. How did I make peace? Well, I gave them a sweet name, strawberries, and I embraced padded bras. Contest chair, fellow Toastmasters and guests, I do not know what your journey in your pursuit of your body goal has been, but I pray and hope that as I've taken you through my journey of pursuing my body goals, you've picked lessons that will support and help you in your journey. Remember, make peace with what you have. Enjoy each phase you find yourself in. And if you ain't born with it, pair with someone who is born with it. It would be an injustice if I didn't say something very important. Above all this, love the body you're in at all times, because it is the only place you get to live in. Back to you, contest chair.
Thank you, contestant number 4. 2 minutes for the judges to mark their ballot. Thank you, timer. Chief Judge and your ballot counters, I'm sure the judges are totaling up. I hope you have totaled up your score sheets and filled out your ballot forms, and do communicate the results to the judges through the agreed upon channel. I will now request our contestants to switch on their video, starting with contestant number 1, Ian, so that we can just hear a little bit more from you. Our contestants, thank you, Arnold. Contestant Tessie, contestant Ian. Ian, I wanted to start with you. Thank you, Tessie. Well, we are waiting for...
Hi, Jerry. Unfortunately, I'm in a very, very loud matatu.
All right. Thank you, Ian. I do understand. I can even hear the driver speaking. We will then go on. We will begin with, I hope, Adanja, you will be able to join us. I will begin with you, Arnold. Thank you for making me really laugh and chuckle. You were always in the humorous speech contest, and you have quite a funny book. Even when you do your international speeches, I still find something interesting in it. Do you think people learn to be funny or humorous, or are they born with it? Do you have it or you don't have it?
What I can say is that there are people who have it naturally, in a way to do it, but it's a skill that someone can learn in how you do it. And sometimes it just rubs on you. When you sit next to a funny guy, you'll always find that you normally have these funny comments, or how you view life is different from normal. So many times, like for me, I think I'm stress averse. So when I'm thinking of something stressful, I find a funny way of communicating it. So in that case, I think that's what normally encourages me to do, so that, we need a relaxed environment to break tension, when we put it that way.
I almost wanted to ask whether you're the funny guy people sit next to, or you're the one who sits next to a funny guy, but I think you have answered. You could be the funny guy that people sit next. You said that one of your, you had an interesting quote, and then what inspires you. You said, if you want to succeed, double your failure rate. That is a quote by Tom Watson, CEO of IBM. And I'm wondering, in what ways would you say you have failed as a Toastmasters for you to succeed?
So the reason why I like that quote is, many times, and I think there are very many people who relate to this, because we are all like some sort of perfectionist. So you tend to hide your best work and produce excellence at the end of it. You don't want to show people the process. And one thing that I realized about that is that when you have that mentality, you don't do a lot. Because at not any point, like even today, I will tell you, through the last minute I was practicing, because I never felt that it's ready, but then it comes. So if you always want to do something, when you absolutely feel like you're ready, it will take a longer time. And by doing and failing, you learn a lot more about yourself. And therefore, you also get the encouragement to keep going. So I normally encourage people to experiment more and to do a lot more things. And that's why I normally love that quote, in terms of, do not fear the failure rate. Failure, because you're learning from it, so you take it. Otherwise, if you wait when you're perfect, it will not happen. And when it happens, people have quickly moved on to something else, that whatever it is that you are preparing is no longer relevant.
Thank you. Thank you. So you're telling us to show up, whatever we are calling failure, because it's not yet excellent is something that we need to keep bringing up often. Thank you. And then you say what inspires is learning the concept of how to fail forward. So how does one learn the concept of failing forward?
So failing forward is also a concept. It's similar to what I was just sharing. So failing forward means that there's a way sometimes when you fail, it stops you from doing something. So it's sort of like taking backward steps. But when you fail forward, it means that I have accepted that I have failed, but I've learned the lessons. But that is not stopping me from doing what I need to do. So by failing forward means you carry the lessons with you to the next and to the next. So instead of failure stopping you from doing something, so for example, if you did a contest and you got kicked out at the club level, doesn't necessarily mean that you stop there. You come back next year, you'd have learned your lesson. And I think some of us were like that. We started from club, got kicked out, came back, did area, got kicked out. You know, you just keep progressing. So by doing that, you keep on progressing to the next level and to the next level, and who knows where you shall reach. So that's why I'm saying keep failing forward. So even if you get kicked out now, I mean, we are all winners at some point. So you'll just go back, take the lessons, and then next year, come back bigger, stronger, better.
Right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Moving to Tess, and you say your hobbies are traveling and reading. In fact, when I looked at all of you, other than Arnold, who doesn't want to go anywhere, all of you, you love traveling, the humorous speech contestants. But I'm wondering, what African destination would you suggest for these Toastmasters present here, and why?
I have quite a few in mind. Kenya would be nice. Yes, because I mean, very few people get to see the safari and get to see the big five. And the country is very welcoming and very hospitable, and the weather is great. So Kenya is definitely one of them. I would say Morocco, and this is more of a selfish region just because I want to go there as well. So it'll be a great opportunity to see the land and learn more about the people, because the pictures I see are usually always very beautiful.
Hi, thank you. Thank you. You know, when you mentioned Kenya, I thought I'm reading Kenya, but then I remembered that most likely I just know my village and the village of my relatives. I need to move around a bit. Thank you. And in reading, because it's one of the other things you love doing, what book or subject would you recommend to the women of Toastmasters that can impact us as we celebrate being women?
That's a tough one, Jerry. I feel like you put me on the spot. But it's okay.
Right.
So there's a book called, no, it's fine. I'm just joking. It's called Leading Women. And I remember it a lot because you have someone named Okonjo-Iweala. I'm not sure if everyone on the call knows her, but she's one of the leading women, and she's from Nigeria, and she works for the World Trade Center at the moment. Sorry, the World Trade Organization. So I think it's just a symbol of what African women can do. And the book is more of stories from leading women around the world and their personal challenges and goals. And I find that very insightful.
Right, beautiful. Leading Women by Okonjo-Iweala. Thank you.
No,
That's
she's
what did you say? Sorry.
No, I was just going to say she's in the book, but she's not the author. But yes, if you put Okonjo-Iweala, it will come out.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I'll add that to my reading list.
Okay.
Thank you, Tessie. Then we come over to you, Toastmaster Adonje, and I know you love, well, with body goals, you love pursuing outdoor activities like hiking and traveling. And I wonder how do you think hiking and traveling, how can we grow ourselves? I think you're one person who says your passion is transforming lives. How can we use hiking or travel to form part of our transformation?
Thank you, Jerry, and a good evening to everyone. Hiking to transform our lives. Well, I'll give you my personal experience. Hiking has transformed me in the essence of when I'm out in nature, I have my thoughts to myself. I can't run away from my thoughts. I can't pick a phone and start scrolling. I can't chat up people. I can't watch a movie. So I am with myself, with my thoughts, synthesizing all that has happened, planning on the future, or at least anticipating into the future, manifesting. So the process of being by myself and appreciating my own company has really been enhanced when I'm on the nature trail, and I look forward to that, just so that I can take into account, where am I? What am I feeling? What do I want? Do I need to reevaluate my values, my ethos? Am I carrying myself in the way that I would want my brand to represent? So in terms of transforming lives, hiking has really transformed my life in that aspect. I tend to combine hiking with travel. So anytime I travel to a country, Tessie, Morocco is beautiful, I ensure that I hike their highest point. I did hike Mount Toubkal in Morocco, and it is spectacular. So getting to experience that in different settings, in different environment, is really provokes you. As I said, I'm religious, as I appreciate nature and its magnanimity, and it's just the blessing that it offers us and the call to take care of it. So yes, hiking and traveling can transform lives.
Wow, wow. I didn't even think of how you can combine the two, but I love it. I think for me who loves reading, I think it will be, if I visit a country, then I can go and sit under a certain tree and read there. Anyway, thank you very much for sharing yourselves with us, for sharing some thoughts with us. I would love to request our head SAA, Clinton, their certificates of participation ready.
There are certificates of participation for the evaluators and the humorous speech contestants already.
Could you begin with maybe presenting the certificate of participation for Ian, just for him to know we appreciated him, followed by Arnold, and then the ones for the humorous speech contest, so that we wrap it up.
Okay. Okay, kindly give me a minute. I just want to avoid showing the big results.
All right,
For
so let me not, maybe you have a way you have organized it. Thank you very much. And thank you, Arnold. Thank you, Tessie, Adanji, and Ian. We congratulate you for coming this far and taking part in the humorous speech contest. I pray and hope that you will continue to apply humor in all your business, in your presentations at work, in your pitches, so that you can engage your audience. This brings us to the beautiful adjournment of the Division C Humorous Speech Contest. And I would love for you to click on the reactions and give a clap to all our contestants. Good job, good job, good job, good job. I will now call back the contest chair for the evaluation speech contest, Anthony Kinja, to come and announce the winners of the evaluation speech contest, after which we will then announce the winners of the humorous speech contest. Our SAA, please and remove the spotlight from the humorous speech contestants. And I am hoping that our contest chair, Anthony Kinja, he's here present. So please, over to you, evaluation speech contest chair, Anthony Kinja.
Thank you, DTM Jerry Gadi, contest chair for the humorous contest. Well done. Congratulations. For the evaluation, we have the results out. And before then, SAA, would you mind presenting the certificate of participation? Would you be ready?
Yes, I'm ready, contest chair. Allow me to share the results.
The certificate of participation, not the results.
Yes. The participation. Yes, I have them here.
Okay.
So first we had the test speaker, that was Kanyeri Karaoke.
Yeah.
Secondly, I have Naket Chibole and Anja.
Thank you. Congratulations. Chibole.
Next, Miriam Kambua Muchianziu.
Thank you. Congratulations, Miriam.
And last but not least, Washington Okungu.
Thank you. Congratulations, Washington, and to all the contestants in the evaluation contest. I have the results for the evaluation contest. The winner is going to represent Division C at the TCON, that is District 114 Toastmasters East African Contest. We didn't have to use the tie-breaking judge. There was no any disqualification because of lying, and there was no purpose. That is the communication that I have verified and communicated by the chief judge. In that place, drum rolls. Evaluation contest, Division C. In that place, Washington Okungu. Congratulations, Washington. And since we had 3 participants or 3 contestants, so this is the climax of it all. Because now position 1 will go without saying. In second place, Division C, evaluation contest year 2024 is Benaket Kibole Adeje. And in first place, it goes without saying, Miriam Kabua Mtianzwili will proceed to represent Division C at Okipo. Congratulations, Miriam Kabua. Congratulations, Benaket Kibole. Congratulations, Washington Okungu. You blessed us with your presence and your excellence. We bless you. Back to you, Jerry Gavin, DGN, to announce the winner of the humorous contest. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Contest Chair Anthony Kinja, and congratulations to our contestants in the evaluation speech contest. And our the contestant Miriam Mtanzui will be representing Division C in the District 114 TCON contests. Thank you. Now on to the evaluation speech contest. I would first like to request Clinton to display the participation certificates for our humorous speech contestants. Maybe you could stop highlighting the timer so that we're able to see the certificates quickly.
Thank you. Here are the certificates for participation. We have Ian Githu. Secondly, secondly, Arnold Orege. Thirdly, Chibole Andaje. And last but certainly not least, Tessie Edewar. Back to you, Contest Chair.
Thank you very much for displaying the certificates, and congratulations to all our participants for the humorous speech contest. Now on to the results. Drum rolls, please. For the humorous speech contest, here are the results. In the third place winner is Toastmaster Ian Githu. Drum rolls and hand clap and applause for him. please display, or do you have his third place certificate ready? Yes. All right.
I just got the results now.
That's all right. That's all right. So in that place is Toastmaster Ian Gibbon. And drum rolls, please. In second place, in position 2, is Toastmaster Adanje Chibole. In position 2 is Toastmaster Adanje Chibole. Congratulations. Congratulations. And in first position, to represent Division C in the district contest, is Toastmasters Arnold Orege. Congratulations, drum rolls. I am not seeing you sending reactions of congratulations to these people. Please send them and congratulate them. Well done to all our contestants. The certificates of the position certificates will be shared with us later, but I know that Clinton has just received the results because he has just completed that contest. I would now like to invite back to the stage our Division C Director, Margaret Njoroge. And Division C Director, I don't know how you found the contest. I hope that we have all enjoyed our day 1 at this conference. Tomorrow is the whole conference day, and Margaret Njoroge, DTM, will be telling us all about it. Over to you, Margaret.
Thank you very much, distinguished Toastmaster Jerry Gavi, the contest chair for our humorous contest this evening. I have thoroughly enjoyed myself as I sat back and watched the Division C contestants take the stage and showcase their talent. I also enjoyed our Gavel presenter, and I can already see that she's drawing from within and allowing the greatness to come to the surface. I hope you enjoyed the contests as much as I did. This, as mentioned by distinguished Toastmaster Jerry Gavi, is day 1 of the Division C conference. Division C conference day 2 will take place tomorrow, Saturday, 9th of March, 2024. It is a physical meeting. The venue is Strathmore University, Trans-Century Auditorium in their School of Business building, and this is in Madaraka Estate. What can you expect for this day 2 conference? We have the table topics and the international speech contest, amongst other education programs that will be staged tomorrow. And it will kickstart at 8:30 a.m. all the way to 3 p.m. as we'll take time to network over lunch. Those who registered for day 2 of the conference, we do look forward to seeing you tomorrow. As we adjourn the conference day 1 this evening, from the Division C Council members, and these are Area Directors Boniface Zuma, Nicholas Jumbi, Peter Masharia, Anthony Kinja, and distinguished Toastmaster Jerry Gavi, we appreciate the Division C evaluation and humorous speech contestants for putting in the effort in preparing for your respective contests. You showcased talent today and drew out the greatness that is within yourselves, and you challenged us to do the same. Thank you. Our contest chairs are chief judges, sergeant at arms, the anonymous judges, the timers, ballot counters, our test speaker, our Gavel speaker, and all the teams that worked tirelessly behind the scenes to coordinate this day 1 of the Division C conference. We are grateful. I'll make special mention of the District 114 PR Manager, Terence Were, who is streaming this conference live for us this evening. And to you, our participants, you showed up and made the evening beautiful. Thank you for taking time to attend day 1 of the Division C conference. We hope that you've gained some insights from the experiences that will enable you to reach within and bring out that greatness. And before I adjourn the meeting, I have seen our program quality director for District 114 in the room, and I will request him kindly to unmute his mic and greet us. Distinguished Toastmaster Robert Karanja, we acknowledge your presence.
Thank you so much, Division Director DTM Maggie Njoroge. It's a great pleasure for me to have been here this evening to listen to the amazing Toastmasters. I remember this evening I was actually selecting the trophies that we are going to be giving the people who are going to be at the top of TCON, and I was seated there looking, what is the most fitting thing that we can give these amazing Toastmasters? And from what I've seen this evening, be prepared to receive something amazing if you make your way up to TCON. Thank you so much for your sacrifice, to all the people who sacrificed to make this event a success. Thank you very much, DTM Maggie, for your leadership in Division C. And have a good night. Looking forward to seeing you all tomorrow at Strathmore.
Thank you very much, Distinguished Toastmaster Robert Karanja, the Program Quality Director of District 114. And I'll also acknowledge the other district officials that are present. I noticed Dr. Kevin Rubia serving as Division D Director is present. I've seen a number of area directors, including my good friend Donvin, are also present. We acknowledge all the district officers represented here, as well as the club leadership. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, Day 1 of the Division C conference in District 114 is hereby adjourned. A good evening to each of you. You may leave at your leisure. Or you can unmute and say hi as you leave.
Yay! Woohoo! Yay!
Maggie, a quick one. Do I send you the certificates?
Kindly, thank you.
Okay.
And also for the chief judges to fill in the notification of winner and send them to either Maggie or myself.
Thank you for that. DTM Jerry.
Miss Maggie, could we sneak into a breakout room?
Sorry, I missed that.
Could we sneak into a breakout room?
Yes, we can.
In that case, do I make you the host?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're
Clinton,
welcome.
please end the stream before you hand over the powers.
Oh, sorry, I just did. I've just handed over the powers to Jerry.
Okay.
So-
Jerry, are you able to end the YouTube stream?
Yes, I just click stop.